Do you want the introduction?
You remember Wednesday when you flew my ship in my hangar?
Yes.
I got something for my insurance.
You got your insurance?
It's just for fun. It's something I want to...
Yeah, no, it's a good job you got lifetime insurance. You're covered.
That's his claim.
Awesome.
It's for you, my insurance.
Okay, that's brilliant. That's fantastic.
It's for my insurance police.
Yeah.
So, all right. In the past few months, we gathered some questions in the community.
Okay.
We asked them to send them in, and then we rated them. And now we got the top 10, and maybe some questions are already answered or are outdated or so, but Dave wanted us to ask you this question, so we are going to do this.
We're ready.
So, all right. The first question: will there be another mining ship like really specialized, like the Starfire tanker is specialized on hauling?
We're definitely going to have mining in the game, and we're going to have mining equipment you can buy. Haven't determined whether we're going to have a specific mining ship, but the Starfarer is going to have mining equipment that you can buy to customize it to do mining, and then we'll have some other stuff too. But we may do, I don't know. We haven't decided that yet.
All right. Will there be a warehouse, and will it be possible to walk around it, like on local stations or on factories? Will there be if we get stuff in our factories, will it be possible to walk around the warehouse?
That's kind of the idea. So even the idea of the hangar is, besides your ships, you can get some extra space to keep your items and goods and cargo and stuff. And the same would be for something like a warehouse. So when you go to a commodities exchange or a store, even with NPCs, you should see the goods sitting there. It's all visual. It's not like a screen that says we have this many tons or whatever. You actually go in and you can see pallets of items. And you're like, okay, I'll take those.
Nice. So, I have a little bit problem with the light here. Will it be possible to combine multiple ships to a convoy, so they'll always either leave or stay together in instances? How will it?
Well. So the idea is when you take off, and if you have people escorting you, or you can basically can tag the ships. You can say, okay, we're in the same convoy, and so the game knows to put you in the same instance and have you all go together if you autopilot. And the only thing is, it's going to have to limit it so someone can't have a convoy with, more ships than would be in an instance, or more ships than would be your fair share in an instance. So, for instance, if we say, okay, 50 ships is the limit of an instance, and we don't want any one group to have more than 10 ships in each one of those instances, your convoy couldn't be more than 10 ships to stick in that. That's not the actual numbers, but I'm giving you the example of the way the rule would work.
Okay. Another question about instancing. Will it be possible to track other ships or convoys into other instances? For example, like a pirate wants to go after a convoy of merchants and
that's the whole idea of the person of interest thing. So if you're in space or even on the ground, you tag a ship or someone and say, I'm interested in that person. Then that's how you follow them, and that's how the matchmaking system knows that you should be in the same instance.
Oh. Okay.
So for instance, if they autopiloted away, you would have so long to hit autopilot, and if you do, you can follow them. Your computer would give you a warning and saying your target is warping away. Do you want to follow? Yes or no?
Oh, nice. How will the system differentiate between a murder or a self-defense? How will the punishment or the consequences be?
I think self-defense is, you're not going to get in trouble for self-defense if someone attacks you and you defend yourself. So, it's hard to say early whether we're going to make it. Obviously the game knows who fired the shot first. So then it's just a debate of, do we have it, the game always rules on that, or do you also have to have a witness nearby to know whether it was self-defense or a murder. And we haven't made a decision on that.
Will there be a timer that counts downwards? If somebody hits you and you have 15 minutes to shoot him down, or he is okay the next after the 15 minutes, like in Eve, there is a counter. If you attack somebody, 15 minutes he has to kill you, or you are free to dock then after this 15 minutes.
Well, I mean, in terms of the combat, I'm not quite sure on how we're going to do that. Generally, the way we were thinking the game would work is if you want to get away from a combat that you're in, you have to get so much separation from whoever's attacking you. And once you've got enough separation, you can autopilot away and you can escape. So you just got to get enough distance between you and them. But there's going to be some cases where we've got to work out the mechanics for like someone accidentally hits someone, shoots someone. So you got to make a determination between an accident and intent to hurt.
So we're traders and we want to escape the fights.
Yeah.
So there must be.
Yeah.
Well, also there should be lots of areas of space that you can trade and you should be safe. Like not have anyone attack you. So if someone attacks you, then they're definitely pirates and there'll definitely be a bounty on their head. So just those areas may not be the most profitable routes, right? So there'll be more profitable routes, but they all have to go through more dangerous space, just like in real life. So.
Yes.
But in those, maybe you can hire some mercenaries to protect you.
Right. Will there be phenomena or anomalies in space, and will they have corresponding effects, or maybe even purposes?
Well, yeah, definitely. I mean, we already talked about like sort of a rip in the space-time continuum, which creates a jump point. But the same for nebula and other sort of space anomalies like that, where maybe one hurts your ability to scan or your ability to communicate. One prevents you from hitting autopilot and light speeding out. So there'll be definitely different areas and different types of terrain in space will have different effects on how you fly, what your visibility is, all the above.
Right. That's one question for the IT guys. We expect that the instancing servers will possibly be located in America and Europe and maybe other countries. And what has been that the European and the American players will be able to play together. That there is no barrier like in games today.
Well, there won't be any barrier to playing with whoever you want, even if you're in Australia too. So what's going to happen is there's one universe server that keeps track of everybody. That'll probably be located in America. And it'll be where you are in the universe, how much money you have, what your assets are, who your friends are, all the rest of stuff. And then there'll be areas all around the world that will, when you get into an instance where with other people, basically the big server, the universe server determines, okay, you and you are in the same instance, so I need to create a server, and you talk to this server, you talk to this server. And those servers, which we call like the instance servers or the space servers or the battle servers, we're looking at having those be all around the world and probably be on a virtual server setup, like you would get with Amazon or Google, where you can spin up extra instances and spin them down pretty quickly. And then those would be located where the people were, if you know what I mean. So if a bunch of people were together and they were in Europe, then you would probably want to have that server instance in Europe, but you can always specify. So the way that happens is the matchmaking works is it tries to put people that are friends. It basically rates you on the ping, who your friends are, who your enemies are, who your persons of interest are. So, and it has a priority list. So probably your distance apart from each other is really high in the matchmaking order. But you can say, I don't care, I want to play with this person, even if they're like on the other side of the world, and it will put them in your instance, or you'll be put in their instance, except for, then you will probably have greater lag than you would normally have, and you'll be warned, but you can if you want to play with whoever around the place. It just may not be always the best experience.
Okay.
But these are spaceships, so, they have momentum, and it's not quite the same as the first-person shooter Most of it. I mean, the shipboarding is a bit different, but they're flying around in space.
Yeah, the ping to America is mostly at 200 from Germany.
Yes,
I play a lot of iRacing in America, and this is always 200.
Okay.
It's no problem to play.
Yeah, I think it should be. I think, especially for spaceship combat, it should probably be fine. So it's more the issue. I mean, even a controller itself has like 100 millisecond ping.
all right, good. That answered the question. Yeah. So, will it be possible in the game itself to communicate with a headset, but without TeamSpeak integration through transporter or transponders or a system similar to the CB radio? And or for example in bars, if we want to talk face to face by voice communication.
Well, we're going to try. So we're still working on developing some of that stuff and checking out different middleware solutions. But our goal is we're playing with this live driver system, so you can have your webcam and you're talking, and it'll obviously be hearing your voice, and then your avatar will basically speak to what you're saying. Like you two are in a bar and you're talking into your computer, and on the other side talking to see and say, oh look, and you can see your character talking and hearing your voice.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's good. So yeah, we're still setting up stuff for.
Yeah.
What sources can we produce factory-wise, or what range of or kind of products will be available?
Well, I think there's going to be all sorts. So there's going to be everything from basic, just refining minerals, or even just mining minerals, to advanced manufacturing. So all the way to building spaceships or missiles, weapons, electronics, goods, food, all of it, all the above.
So will players be able to like set up a factory and then build their own chips, maybe possibly sell them?
It's not going to be very rare for people to be able to buy a big economic node that can do that much, because we only have so many of them. So there'll be some smaller stuff that will be easier for players, but there'll be a few of them. So that'll be a big thing to go after. And I don't see why potentially it couldn't necessarily be one that would make spaceships. Maybe not. I don't know whether that would be unbalancing or not, but definitely the idea is that you can have some players that could own a factory and would have to deal with all the issues of making sure that people were happy, they were getting the right supply of goods, and people were buying their stuff. I don't see why not.
I have a question about guilds. Will there be guild hangars where I can, if I got spare ships, I can store into the guild hangar, and members of our guild can they take out?
So most definitely we're going to have a guild hangar. That wouldn't be free, but that would be something that the guild would have to put together to own. And we're going to have the ability for guilds to do sort of guild-like things inside the system. So, like, for instance, have a guild fee, so everybody has to pay their fee, or they have to pay such percentage of their income to the guild. So that can all get set as guild rules.
We'll be able to get some information, interface like from the servers to put on our websites.
Oh, you mean like an
Rooster,
API?
Like Rooster,
So we're looking. We've looked at the API stuff, and we probably would like to do the API. I'm not sure it would happen at the beginning.
That's no problem.
But that is something we definitely long term would want to do.
Oh, thank you.
Right, to the last question. How can we use the skins? Can we use them multiple ships or multiple times? How will it work? The skins.
Well, the idea with the skins is it's sort of like a electronic projection around your hull, so that's why it's an electro skin. I don't know if you saw, there was some like concept stuff by some of the car manufacturers with the same kind of idea, where you would just change like what your outside of your car would look like. And so theoretically, the skin, if you have electro skin like device attached to your ship, you should be able to project the skins that you've bought programmed. So
Also, you need an upgrade pot to put it in.
Yeah, I mean the idea with the one that we did, the electro skins that we did, is that is like you get that's the piece of equipment, and it comes with that default skin, and you get another one.
That's cool.
And but if you have like pledged for a skin, we can use this skin only on one ship, or
Well, you can, yeah. I mean, you would only one ship. You have to equip it on one ship.
all right.
So it doesn't mean that skin's on all your ships. So you just choose which ship you want that skin on.
But you can drag it out of the
You can
and put it into the constellation.
Yeah, if you had like a certain skin and you basically had 5 ships, it's basically equipment that you plug into your ship, and then you can take it out of one ship and put it into another ship if you want it.
Oh, okay.
Do we have any more questions? No, I'm satisfied.
I have another one thing. We would like to make a little competition for the community for the members that cannot be here. So can you sign some pictures for us?
Very, very nice.
So those won't show up. They won't show up on eBay. So
No, it's cool.
yeah. You've got to have a sore hand by now.
Yes. A long time ago, I had to sign a lot of boxes for Wing Commander, so my signature got pretty quick. Oh, someone's already at my signature place. I guess I'll go here now.
Well, are you already through with all the signed collector boxes?
No. That we won't do that for about another year or so. We're not. There's no point doing the boxes now. It's that long overdue when the game's fully finished. So that's a ways away. So if we do the boxes now, we're paying for the inventory for the boxes, and maybe down the road there will be cheaper or a better way of doing it. So.
Will we see the ship models in the store to buy?
Yeah,
them?
no, we actually have I think in Austin now they should have the ship model. We have a prototype of the 4-inch and the 10-inch in Austin. So
I'm really looking forward.
So we'll probably have some pictures of it.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right, yeah.
Welcome, guys.
Thank you very much.
All right, well, have fun at the party tonight.
Thanks.
Thank you very much, Mr. Roberts.
Thanks for the insurance claim. Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.